At the beginning of the story, we see a girl named Tess who stops her car in front of a very desolate house. Actually, Tess had come to this city for work, and to stay here, she had booked this house online through a rental service. Tess comes to the door of this house with her luggage and tries to open the door using the password from the website where she had rented the house. However, despite entering the password, the door doesn't open, as if someone had locked it from inside. Seeing this, Tess becomes very worried. It was already quite late at night, and on top of that, it was raining heavily. So Tess returns and sits in her car. Now, Tess was about to complain to the online rental service company when suddenly the lights in that house turn on. Seeing this, Tess is surprised, and she comes back to the door and rings the doorbell. After a while, an unknown man opens the door and asks Tess, "What are you doing here in the middle of the night?" Hearing this, Tess tells him, "Never mind me. What are you doing here?" "Because this house is mine, and I rented it from an online rental service." That man is also surprised. He says, "But I also booked this house from a website." To prove his point, that man shows Tess the booking details of this house on his mobile. After seeing all this, Tess tells that man, "Okay, this house is yours," and Tess disappointedly starts to leave. But then, that man stops Tess and says it's midnight and it's raining heavily outside, so you should stay here tonight and leave in the morning. Tess also finds the man's suggestion reasonable and decides to spend the night there. However, Tess finds something suspicious about that man being so nice. That's why when that man goes to the washroom, Tess sees his wallet on the table, after which she quickly takes out and looks at that man's ID card, and from his ID card we learn that the man's name is Tom. Tess takes a photo of that man's ID card. She does this so that if that man does something wrong to her, she'll at least have some evidence. After a while, Tom comes out of the washroom and tells Tess that he knows she doesn't trust him, so he'll sleep on the sofa and she can go sleep in his room. Tess also needed a safe place to sleep, so she agrees and goes to the room, locks the door properly, and falls asleep. After some time, Tess wakes up to a strange sound. After waking from sleep, she sees that her room door is open, even though she had locked it properly. Tess starts hearing some strange sounds from outside, after which Tess nervously comes out of the room, and we see that the basement door has closed by itself. Tess slowly goes to Tom and sees that Tom is sleeping on the sofa. Tom was tossing in his sleep as if he was having a bad dream. Tess wakes Tom up and asks him if he opened her room door, to which Tom replies no. He was in a deep sleep. Hearing this, Tess returns to her room, and this time locks the door properly and goes to sleep. The next morning when Tess wakes up, she sees that Tom isn't home. But he had left a message for Tess on paper saying he was going out for some work and would be back by evening. After this, Tess also gets ready and leaves the house for her interview. Tess is shocked to see the scene outside because the entire area outside was desolate. All the houses were broken down. It seemed like no one else lived here except Tess. Seeing all this feels very strange to Tess, but at this time she was getting late for our interview. So Tess doesn't think much about it and leaves for the company where her interview goes quite well. The director is very impressed with Tess. After the interview is over, the director asks Tess where she's staying in the city. Tess tells her that she's staying in a house in the Barbary Street area. Hearing the name Barbary Street, the director is shocked and nervously tells Tess that that place is not good at all and she should leave that place quickly. Saying this, the director leaves, and when Tess returns home, now Tess also starts feeling scared of that place, as soon as Tess is about to unlock the door and enter the house. She sees an unknown man running quickly toward her. Seeing this, Tess nervously opens the door quickly before that man arrives and goes inside the house. That man starts pounding on the door loudly, telling Tess to come out of the house. Tess couldn't understand what was happening. Tess is very scared inside the house and tries to complain to the police. After a while, Tess sees that the man has left. Now Tess takes a breath of relief and goes to the bathroom. But in the bathroom, she notices that the toilet paper has run out. She starts looking for toilet paper here and there in the house. Then her eyes go toward the basement. She thinks maybe the toilet paper is kept in the basement. Thinking this, Tess goes to the basement, and in the basement she finds a box of toilet paper in front of her. Now Tess was returning with the toilet paper when suddenly the basement door closes. Tess tries to open the door with all her strength, but the door doesn't open. Now Tess becomes very disappointed because she had also left her phone upstairs. Tess realizes that sitting here, no one will come to help her, so she'll have to do something herself. Now Tess starts looking for a way to get out of here, and then her eyes fall on a window for a light in the basement. She tries to open this window, but the window could only be opened from outside. Now Tess starts looking for a tool to break the window glass. While searching for a tool, Tess sees a rope coming from inside the wall. Without thinking, Tess starts pulling that rope. And pulling the rope opens a secret room door. Now, when Tess looks inside this room, she can't see anything inside because there was pitch darkness inside this room. Tess now wants to know what's inside this room. But out of fear she can't go inside. Then Tess gets an idea. She reflects the light from the basement lamp into that dark room using a large mirror, where Tess sees a passage inside. Now scared, she starts moving forward in the passage built inside this room, and there she sees that there's another room inside. Upon opening this room's door, she sees a dirty bed and an old video camera inside. Looking at this room, it seemed as if someone's videos were shot here. Then Tessa's eyes fall on the wall in front, where there was a blood-stained handprint. Seeing this, Tess gets very scared and runs out of there and goes straight to the window that gives light to the basement, where she sees Tom outside the house. Seeing Tom, Tess starts calling him loudly. Luckily, Tom sees her and comes to Tess, where he sees that Tess is trapped inside the basement. Now Tom quickly goes and opens the basement door from inside the house and gets Tess out of there. Now Tess is very scared and is about to pack her stuff and leave this house. But Tom stops her from leaving and asks what happened. Then Tess tells him about the secret room in the basement below and about the bed and camera, and says this place is not right at all. We need to leave this place quickly. But even seeing Tess so scared, Tom doesn't believe her words. He tells Tess that he'll first go down to the basement himself and see everything there. If there really is any danger there, then they'll leave right away. But until then, you wait for me here, because if we both go there and the basement door closes again, then we'll both be trapped there forever. Saying this, he goes straight toward the basement. Tess tries hard to stop him, but he ignores Tess and goes into the basement. Now Tess starts waiting for him here. But after quite a long time, when he doesn't return, Tess goes near the basement and starts calling Tom. But there's no response from Tom from the basement, now reluctantly. Once again Tess gathers courage and decides to go into the basement. But before going this time, she places a chair in front of the basement door so that the door doesn't lock again. Now Tess turns on her mobile torch and slowly moves forward looking for a Tom. But she can't see Tom anywhere. She even reaches the room where the bed and camera were kept. But Tom wasn't there either. Now Tess is worried about where Tom suddenly disappeared. She moves further ahead looking for him. After going some distance ahead, she starts seeing some stairs going down, and then Tess starts hearing Tom's voice from below, calling for help. Out of fear, Tess doesn't want to go inside. But Tom's repeated calls force her to go there, after crossing the stairs. Another basement was built below, meaning another basement inside the basement. Now, here Tess moves forward calling Tom, when suddenly Tom comes quickly toward Tess, crawling on the ground like an animal. He was very scared of something. He told Tess not to make any noise at all. There's someone else here besides us who wants to kill me, and that thing has bitten me. Now, as soon as these people are about to leave, suddenly a tall woman comes running. The woman grabs Tom. She overpowers him. Now the scene shifts, and we're shown a scene from 2 weeks later, where we see the owner of this house, whose name is AJ. AJ is a TV actor by profession. But now his life is not going well at all because the girl who was working with him in the film has accused AJ of doing wrong things with her, because of which AJ's career was ruined. And to prove himself innocent, AJ had lost all his money running round courts. Now, he only had this one house on Barbary Street left. And now, he wanted to sell this house too. Upon arriving home, he sees that someone's belongings are lying in the house. Actually, this was Tess and Tom's stuff. And outside he also sees Tess's car, which makes AJ suspicious that someone is secretly living in his house. So now, he starts searching the house. But he doesn't find any person in the house. But then his eyes fall on the basement door where a chair is placed, and this chair was placed by Tess so that the basement door doesn't lock from inside. And seeing all this, AJ is convinced that someone is hiding in the basement. When he comes near the basement door, he starts hearing the sound of someone walking from below, a man holding a torch and a knife, carefully entering a dark basement, ready for danger. Upon entering the basement, he also sees that secret room where there was a camera and a bed. He starts exploring his house's basement more, where he also reaches near those stairs, and seeing all this, Jay becomes happy instead of scared, because he thinks that because there is so much space in my house, its basement, its price will now double. He immediately takes a measuring tape and starts measuring the basement, and while measuring, he reaches a room where a show was playing on TV showing how a mother breastfeeds her child. AJ is watching all this when suddenly someone pulls the measuring tape from his hand. Seeing this, AJ gets scared and shines the torchlight in the direction from which the measuring tape was pulled. But there was no one there. Then he hears someone growling from the front, and after a while, that same tall, strange-looking lady starts moving toward him. Seeing her, he starts running from there out of fear, and while running, he suddenly falls into a pit. As soon as he falls into the pit, that woman closes the grate from above, trapping AJ there. AJ couldn't understand what was going on. Then a girl comes in front of him. This girl is none other than Tess, who had been trapped in that same pit for the past 2 weeks. AJ is very scared. Then Tess calms him down and says, "Don't make any noise at all. Otherwise that lady will get angry. If you want to stay alive, you have to do as that lady says, otherwise she'll kill you." After a while, that same lady comes there and extends a milk bottle toward Tess from above. Without thinking, Tess starts drinking milk from that bottle like a small child, but AJ refuses to drink the milk. Tess explains to him not to do this and quietly drink the milk. Tess tells AJ that this lady just wants us to behave like her children, but AJ still refuses to drink the milk. Seeing this, that lady gets angry and comes down into the pit. She first hugs Tess like a good child and loves her, and then she looks at AJ angrily. After this, she drags AJ with her. She brings AJ to that same room where the program was playing on TV showing how a mother breastfeeds her child. That lady also forcibly breastfeeds AJ in the same way. On the other side, when that lady was dragging AJ here, she hadn't closed the pit door, and taking advantage of this opportunity, Tess comes out of that pit and starts running from there. But then accidentally her foot hits the measuring tape, and that lady hears the sound and understands that Tess is trying to escape. Now that lady leaves AJ there and starts chasing Tess. Tess runs quickly and reaches the basement door upstairs, but the basement door was locked. Tess tries to open the door with all her strength, but when the door doesn't open, she runs and breaks the basement window glass and starts trying to get out from there. During this time, that lady had come very close to Tess. But before that lady could catch Tess, a man from outside pulls Tess outward. If that man had delayed even 1 second, Tess would have died because that lady reaches there just as Tess exits. Now the man who saved Tess's life was none other than the same man who was trying to stop Tess from entering this house in the beginning. Now Tess explains to that man that a very scary lady lives in this house, but that man already knew about that lady. Now that man tells Tess to get away from this city as soon as possible. Otherwise that lady will find you and keep you with her for your whole life. But Tess tells him that there's another man trapped inside who needs my help. Then that man tells Tess to be thankful that your life was saved. Listen to me and leave here as soon as possible, because as soon as it's night, that lady will come out looking for you. If you stay around this area, that lady will catch you somehow and imprison you with her forever. After which that man tells Tess that his job was to explain to her. Whether you save yourself or not is up to you. Now, Tess wants to leave from there, but Tess is kind-hearted, so she can't leave AJ alone with that lady. After which Tess sets out in search of help. On the other side, getting a chance, AJ also tries to escape from that place, but then he hears that woman's grueling sound, hearing which AJ gets very scared. And now he starts going deeper into the tunnel to hide from that lady. Then that lady is also chasing AJ. Moving forward, AJ reaches a place where the path ended. Now AJ is badly trapped, and that woman is standing right in front of him. AJ feels that now his death is certain. But then, for some reason, that lady starts getting scared to come forward and quietly leaves AJ there and goes away. Who knows what was there that even that lady was afraid of? When AJ looks back, he sees a door behind him. Now, he goes inside that room and starts looking at what's inside this room, that even that lady is afraid to come here. The room was in very bad condition. With all the stuff scattered here and there, a TV was also playing in this room. EJ is searching the room when suddenly he hears someone's voice from behind. Out of fear, when AJ turns back and shines the torchlight, there's an old man lying on the bed who looked very sick, neither in a condition to get up nor to speak properly. AJ thinks that maybe that lady has imprisoned this man too. So AJ starts helping him, but that man keeps pointing toward a drawer. Then AJ, without thinking, brings the drawer near him, and in that room AJ sees lots of recorded tapes with a woman's name written on each tape. As soon as AJ plays it, he's shocked. In that tape, the same old man appears doing wrong things with a woman. Seeing this, AJ's eyes remain wide open, and as soon as AJ turns back to look at that old man is taking out a gun from the drawer. AJ thinks he's done for now. But the very next moment, that old man shoots himself. On the other side, Tess reaches outside that house with police officers. Tess explains to them everything about what's happening in this house. But the police don't believe Tess because looking at Tess's old clothes and her condition, they think Tess has taken some drugs. So the police ignore Tess and leave. Seeing this, Tess becomes even more worried. Now Tess understands that she'll have to do something herself. Night was about to fall soon, so Tess smartly goes and sits in her car because she knew that now that lady would come out looking for her, and that's exactly what happens. As soon as it gets dark, that lady comes out of the house looking for Tess. Now, before that lady can see Tess in the car, Tess immediately starts the car and hits that lady at full speed, pinning her against the wall in front, so that lady couldn't go back or forward. She remains stuck there, and after a while that lady becomes unconscious. Taking advantage of the opportunity, Tess quickly goes into the basement to save AJ and starts looking for him. Meanwhile, AJ also picks up that gun with which that old man had shot himself and tries to get out. Because of the darkness, AJ can't see anything. Then he sees someone coming toward him from the front. Out of fear, AJ shoots at them. When AJ reaches them, he sees it was Tess. Luckily, the bullet had grazed Tess's stomach, so her life is saved. Now AJ, supporting Tess, brings her out of the house. Upon coming outside, Tess sees that the lady whom she had hit with the car and pinned against the wall a while ago has disappeared from there. Due to the collision, Tess's car was also damaged. So they couldn't escape by sitting in the car either. Now they start running from there on foot. After going some distance ahead, they meet that unknown man who signals them to quietly come to him, and that man brings both of them near a tank. That man says that lady can come to this place. Then AJ asks that man who that lady is and what she's doing in my house. Then that man tells them that lady has been living in this house for the past 40 years, and this house belongs to her dad. Then AJ says, how is this possible? This house is mine. To which that man replies, according to the papers, this house is yours. You must have bought it a few years ago. But the first owner of this house was a man named Frank, and that lady is Frank's daughter. Frank was a very cruel person who used to catch other women and bring them to this house's basement and tie them up, and then do wrong things with them and have children with them. If a boy was born, he would kill him, and if it was a girl, he would keep her imprisoned and raise her, and then do wrong things with his own daughter too. Most of Frank's offspring were weak, which is why most of his daughters died. But one of them, this lady, is still alive today, and this lady is the punishment for Frank's sins. That man tells them that after living in complete darkness for 40 years, now that lady can't tolerate much light. That's why she comes out at night. That man tells both of them that you are not in danger of losing your life from that lady. She considers you her offspring. That's why she won't kill you but will imprison you with her forever. After hearing all of the man's words, AJ understands that the old man who had shot himself in the tunnel was Frank. Their conversation is still going on when suddenly that lady breaks through the wall from behind and comes to them, grabs that man by the neck, and then brutally kills him. Out of fear, AJ leaves Tess in that injured state and runs from there. Tess also starts running after AJ in her injured state. Tess keeps calling AJ for help, but AJ ignores Tess and runs quickly, climbing onto a water tank. Tess also somehow stumbles and reaches the top of the tank. Both of them see that lady also coming after them. Now AJ takes out his gun to kill that lady. But then the gun slips from his hand and falls down. After a while, that woman also climbs onto the tank. Now AJ understands that this lady considers me and Tess her children, and now she'll capture us and imprison us with her forever. AJ couldn't spend his whole life in that dark basement, so AJ, taking advantage of that lady's motherly affection, grabs Tess and throws her down from the tank. That lady considered Tess her daughter, so she jumps after her to save Tess. When AJ looks down, he sees that lady takes Tess in her lap without caring for her own life, so that Tess doesn't get hurt. While falling, because if Tess had fallen straight down, she could have died too. After which AJ comes down and sees that both are lying covered in blood and neither is moving at all. AJ thinks both have died. But then Tess regains consciousness. Tess sees that lady saved her life by giving her own life. After this, AJ supports Tess and lifts her up and starts justifying himself, saying if he hadn't done that, both of them would have died. But now Tess understands that no matter how much AJ tries to be good, he can leave someone else to die to save his own life. A lady attacking a man from behind, her hands round his neck, struggling. She's very angry because AJ had thrown her daughter down. After this, that lady first gouges out AJ's eyes and then separates his head into two pieces. After this, she looks at Tess with sad eyes like a mother and starts showing love to Tess. But Tess is still scared of that lady. So that lady also understands that she couldn't live among humans in this world. Humans are scared of her scary face and terrifying appearance. That's why humans will never accept her. So she signals to Tess to kill her. Now Tess doesn't want to kill her, but that woman just wants her life to end. So Tess shoots her and gives her freedom from that terrible life, and with this, the story ends. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like the video.